Welcome to my first video. This is going to be kind of a trial run, so if it's a little wonky, please bear with me. But I finally got this set up to look good, so we're going to go for it. So I have been doing readings on TikTok and Instagram for about 6 months now. So we're gonna try it out here on YouTube and see how it goes. So you might hear me kind of breaking in and out every once in a while, based on kind of what sounds and stuff are going on in the background elsewhere. So please bear with me. Sorry, let me get some crystals for you guys. Yeah, okay. So we're going to go ahead and try this out. So hello everyone, welcome. If you stumbled upon this video and you are new to the spirituality community and the tarot community, welcome. We're really happy to have you here. So I've been consuming tarot readings for, oh my gosh, a couple of years now. And I've been spiritual and practicing spirituality on a spiritual journey for many more years, basically my whole life. But I've recently awakened to the fact that I can actually do readings and myself and do channeling and reading tarot cards and stuff like that. And so I've been really diving deep into that for the last year or so now. So I decided to bring it to the next level, take it to YouTube, and do some pick-a-card readings, some much longer, in-depth pick-a-card readings, because that's what I actually really want to do. I want to give people advice, practical, applicable advice about their life. So we will go ahead and get started. So today's reading, I wanted to keep it nice and general. So I think on a collective level, things have been a bit tough or a bit stagnant or just kind of strange and weird. So I wanted to kind of open it up and just get any kind of messages that Spirit wants to give you right now to help you on your journey, tell you, like, am I going on the right path? Do I know what I'm doing? Am I where I'm supposed to be? If there's those inkling feelings of anxiety creeping in and stuff like that, I hope that this reading can give you some answers. I hope I can help you, give you some answers. And what I want to kind of do in my readings is I really want to connect with you guys on a personal level. I want to share kind of things that I'm going through that I haven't been really able to kind of share with other people in my personal life. So I hope this community can be a place where people can, it's like second therapy or something like that, where they can share what's going on with their lives and stuff like that. And I hope I can do the same. And through that, we can connect the messages and kind of ground them. I know sometimes it can be hard to understand what spiritual messages are and how you're supposed to actually enact them in the 3D physical world. So I hope to help bridge that gap, transcend that barrier a little bit easier. So yeah, enough of the intro. So of course, as you can see, there's 3 piles, 3 different decks. These are all tarot decks. And we're just going to be pulling from tarot decks today. I'm the most comfortable with tarot cards, and then I will reach for oracle cards if we want to get really in depth, or if we're doing more complicated messages, but usually I like to stick to tarot. So we'll just try that out for today. So you have a choice of 3 different decks, of course. For those of you who are new, you typically will use your intuition and pick which of these groups is really calling to you. It might be based on the artwork, it might be based on just the energy, your eye might just keep darting to a certain one. And the other way that you can pick is through crystals. So pardon the noise, but I'm gonna go through each group to help you pick. I'm going to show you each of the crystals, and then I'm also going to show you some artwork from each of the decks as well. Not just the back side, but also the other side as well, because that's really important too. So let's try this out. I'm coming closer to the camera. If you can't tell, my voice is shifting. So this is group 1 right here with this crystal. Let's see. Oh gosh, is it gonna focus? So I think I have to go back to my settings. It's supposed to autofocus, but it's not doing that. So this is the crystal for group 1. Okay. Oh, let me put that over here. So this is the deck for group 1, and this is an example of the imagery. This is the Two of Cups. So that's group 1. Okay, so here is group 2. This heart crystal right here. Okay, put that aside, and then this is the artwork, of the deck. This is the back, and this is the inside. All of these decks are just like, oh, I love the artwork so much. This is one of my favorites. Like, look at how powerful that is. I love it. And then here is group 3 with this crystal, much more raw, like the first one, but I think this is a clear quartz. Okay. And then this is I'll put the links to what these decks are called in the description as well. I didn't think about that. This is the back artwork. And then this is an example. So this would be I still get a little confused with this deck, but the suit of elixirs would be, this is the Knight, so this is the Knight of Cups. So yeah. So those are your 3 groups. So for those of you who are new, you'll kind of take that, meditate on these 3 options. You can use a random number generator as well if you're really stumped and you can't figure out which one's really pulling you based on the crystals or the artwork, etc. 1, 2, 3. And then, based on which group you pick, you can go to the description or you can go to the pinned comment and check the timestamps for each of your group. So you'll skip ahead to your specified group based on the timestamp, and that will be where your reading is. And that's where you'll get your messages. So 1, 2, and 3. So let's go ahead and get into the reading. I will see you at your timestamp. Bye. Group number 1. Welcome. So this is your reading. Okay, so this is if you were drawn to this crystal. So this is the crystal that you picked. And this is the deck that you picked. Just to confirm that you're in the right spot, that you didn't hit the wrong timestamp. Okay, all right. So let's get started with the messages. Spirit, for group 1, what messages do you have for them today? Can you tune me into the energy of group 1, Spirit, God, Goddesses, Lord, Messiah? So there'll be moments where I'll be quiet and silent. No, your video is Probably not buffering, but I'm just tuning into the energy and channeling the messages so that I can start interpreting what messages you guys need at this time. Okay, I don't know if this is for everyone in this group, but I'm immediately hearing that this message is about love. You might be needing to hear something about a love situation. You might have come here. Here, let's put this right here. You might have come here for love advice. You might be in a situation regarding a difficult love situation or just anything in general. I love the foiling on the edge of this deck. So pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it. So gorgeous. Anyways, help me tune into the energy of group one. Group one. Okay, a majority of you are inquiring about some sort of a love situation, but a smaller percentage of you are inquiring about other various issues, like I'm getting family, I'm getting career, so this is just to help kind of confirm if this is the group for you, but even if it doesn't 100% resonate, we're going to pull cards and see specifically what's going on, so don't click off yet or doubt your intuition yet. Be like, oh, I picked the wrong group, I'm not asking about any of those things, you know? 1 second, I'm just going to double check that the camera can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's shuffle these a couple more times. No, I've used this deck a couple times, never mind. I was about to say I've never used this deck before. This is a newer one. So I'm really excited. I haven't really dove into it yet, using it yet, so I'm excited to use it for you guys. Okay. Spirit, what messages do you have for group one? What messages do you have for group one, Spirit? Can you help me give my group one, my pile one, the messages that they need to hear to comfort them and help them in their journey today? Whatever they're asking about, whatever their situation is, can you help guide me to give them the messages that they need to hear today, okay? Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles. You know, I think you might be better off just keeping it down here because I'm going to have to focus every time. And I'll kind of bring in the cards closer if there's specific messages that I'm going to talk about pertaining to those cards. So, Spirit, what message do you have for group one? Strength. Oh my gosh, okay. That's a lot. What cards am I supposed to take here, Spirit? Should I take the Wheel? Yes. Okay, I'm taking the Wheel. Should I take the Eight of Pentacles? Should I take Death? Should I take both? Okay. Should I take both, Spirit? Yes, okay. Very interesting. Spirit, what messages do you have for my group one today? Oh, I'm getting like piles of cards. Okay, this is also a lot. Should I only take the Five of Cups? Should I take all of them? No. Double check to make sure you can see all the cards. Beautiful. Okay. What messages do you have for my group 1 spirit? What messages do you have? A Hierophant. Okay. What messages do you have for my group 1 spirit? What messages do you have? What messages do you have to guide them through whatever they're going through right now? What messages do you have? Any other messages, Spirit? What messages do you have for my group 1? It's interesting, the deck has slowed down. It's interesting. Messages, okay. 7 of Wands. Okay. What messages do you have for my group 1 spirit about the situation that they're going through? What guidance would you like me to give them today? For the collective that has found this reading, what messages? That came out interesting. Okay. Knight of Swords. What's going on here? What messages do you have for my group 1 spirit? What messages do you have for group 1 spirit? What messages do you have for my group 1? Oh, that card wanted to come out, but it didn't. Interesting. What messages do you have for my group 1 spirit? What messages do you have? What messages do you have for my group 1 spirit? Slow down again. Oh, right when I say it. Okay, hold on. We got 2 cards, but there's only 1 spot left. Should I take both cards, Spirit? Yes? Should I take them together? No. Okay. High Priestess. The High Priestess and the 2 of Pentacles. One more card. Yes. Spirit, can you give me one more card? What messages do you have for my group 1 about their situation today? What are they going through? What do they need to hear right now? What would you like to tell them? Oh, that came out weird again. I got 2 cards again. Should I take both cards? No, just the King of Swords? Should I take the King of Swords? Should I take the Knight of Cups? No. King of Swords. Okay, hello again. So I went back to check on my camera and it just stopped recording automatically for like no reason at all. So I don't know what happened there, but we're back. You didn't miss much. I was basically saying the back of the deck energy was the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Swords was the King of Swords was the last thing that we put down. So let me see where we can put this back of the deck energy where you can still see it. I think I think that works. Let me just try and move everything over a little bit. There we go. Okay, that might be better. That's a little better. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. I think I'm understanding what's going on with this situation here. Take what resonates, of course, and apply it to your situation as fits. So if it's not a love reading or a romantic reading, apply it as fits. So I was also getting like career related things, like colleagues, for example, maybe your boss, or a work situation in general. I was also getting family, so parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, I don't know, cousins, whatever your situation is, apply it as it fits. But for the majority of you, I'm getting a love situation, and I'm getting that you guys watching, a majority of you are going to be my divine feminines. Now that's energy. You could be male, female, or non-binary and have but predominant divine feminine energy. Okay, so again, apply to your situation however it fits for you. But I think I'm getting divine feminines watching me, and they're asking or inquiring about a divine masculine. Give me a second and let me kind of sort the energy, sort out my message here. I think I'm understanding the direction of the message, but I just want to confirm and get as many details as possible. Let me just double check that we're still recording. Because last time it just cut out for no reason. Okay, we're good. Okay, guys, basically, I'm getting a situation that's not fulfilling you right now. You're not in a great place with whomever you are in contact with. This could be, again, multiple situations. Predominantly, I'm getting a love situation, a romantic situationship. You could be in a relationship that is on a break. You could just be in a situationship. Again, apply to whatever scenario you are in. Actually, let me take your crystal. Yeah, okay. So let's go through each of the cards, kind of. But usually how I like to read is holistically, so you won't see me interpret until I get the whole spread out, because it all connects together. I don't really go card by card. So, yeah, basically what I'm seeing here is you are in a situation with a person that you are not satisfied with. I don't think it is an equivalent balance of power or a balance of effort. Take what resonates for your situation. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to channel and to get all of my thoughts together to paint the picture as holistically as possible. So yeah, I'm getting basically that either you want to progress this situation to the next level, you want to, if you're not in a relationship and you're crushing on someone, or you're in a situationship, you want a confession of feelings, but that hasn't happened. Or if you're in a situationship or a relationship, you want to progress it to the next level, that hasn't happened. I'm seeing an imbalance of power. I think you're a lot more evolved than this person. For some reason, I'm getting that you're representing the Hierophant. You're representing the High Priestess. But this person is in Knight energy still. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups. We have a King of Swords here too. I think that's also representing them, but I'm not getting like the kingliness from this card, if that makes sense. I'm getting more of the swords energy. So let me kind of organize my thoughts and communicate them orderly. So that's what I'm getting is basically you're in a unfulfilling situationship with someone and you deserve better. I see that you've been very strong with the strength card here. Through it, you've tried to be hopeful. For some reason, I know this is the Wheel of Fortune, but the stars is giving me star energy, and the star card talks about hope. You've listened to your intuition, you've tuned in as best as you could, but I'm seeing a lot of energy of like you've been very, very patient and you've worked really hard on giving your end of the deal, and sometimes you might have been doing even more work than you should have, kind of taking the responsibility of the other person's half on your shoulders and giving too much of yourself and not getting what you deserve back. That's what this Two of Pentacles is giving me, that energy of. In traditional tarot, it's the man trying to balance the two pentacles, right? That's giving me the energy of there's a power imbalance here. You're putting in way more than the other person is. You're not receiving what you are putting out. That's left you probably very exhausted, drained, burned out. That's what this Eight of Pentacles is giving me. You've been very patient, working really hard, but you're not getting the fruits of your labor back to you. But you've tried to be patient and open and understanding of this individual, but this individual is not reciprocating in the way that you deserve. And that's why I'm seeing this Five of Cups. I'm seeing a lot of disappointment, of course, from you. I'm seeing disappointment, and I'm seeing with the Seven of Wands, I'm trying to remember in traditional tarot, the Seven of Wands shows someone kind of fighting off the other six wands with their one wand. The imagery here is a little different. You see the five wands with the fire lit are coming at this woman. They're attacking her, and she has her two wands. She's holding them up in a kind of a defensive pose, but really she just looks really sad and tired. Like she doesn't even have it in her. Her wands aren't even lit up. There's no fire. Yeah, you guys are really drained. You've put in way too much into this situation, and you're not getting what you deserve back. And what I'm getting, I can't really read what the energy of this other person is. So that might mean that there's a lot of different situations going on here. For some of you, this person's intentions aren't great. For some of you, you might need to walk away from the situation. But for others of you in this group, that might not be the case. This person might be trying, they might have genuine intentions, but they're just not at the place that you need them to be, that you deserve. At this time, they're not there. Pause. I'm going to check if I'm still being recorded. Good. Awesome. Okay. We're good. Yeah. So definitely an imbalance of power. You're not getting what you deserve back. And this card, I've been meaning to touch on this. So this Knight of Pentacles, the way that it's portrayed in this deck is really interesting to me. Here, let me zoom in here for a second. I'm gonna edit out the sound. So we're gonna talk about this card. I focused on it individually because I think it's really interesting. In the traditional tarot, this is just a man riding a horse holding a pentacle. But the vibe that this card gives me in this deck is very different. You see how there's like this huge path that you still have to walk to get to the top of this mountain, and this Knight of Pentacles is representing your person. I think this is telling me more clearly what I was saying before. Your person's not at the same level as you. And I don't mean that in a negative way, right? Everyone goes through their transformations and learns their life lessons at different paces. Now, there could be an age difference. This person might be younger than you. That's not for everyone, of course. Take that as it resonates. You don't have to just be younger to have less experience or be less awakened. You could be younger than everyone else in the room and be the most spiritually awakened, right? So that's just for some of you. But overall, this person's spiritual maturity, even maybe actual maturity, is not at the level of yours. And you deserve better. And that's not to say that this person isn't the person, but this person has work to do to get to the level that you deserve, to meet you where you're at this time. And that's probably why you're in a situation where you're separated from this person right now, because they need to work on themselves. You're being protected. Because if you continue to associate with this person when they're in this energy, that's only going to lead to more heartbreak, more disappointment, more arguments, conflicts, misunderstandings. A person promising you castles in the sky but never delivering, because they still got to walk this whole path. You're already up here because you're the Hierophant, you're the High Priestess. Stopped recording on me again, so we're back. But as I was saying, this person is only a knight. You're the Hierophant, you're the High Priestess, you're up here already, but this person is still a knight, which is fine. Again, right? Everyone has their own pace and their own journey, but you have to, I think you guys need to acknowledge and accept that this person is at a different stage of development as you, and that's why you're experiencing, number one, the separation. Separation is protection. Rejection is protection, right? Number two, you are disappointed. Your expectations are too high for this person. And that's the blunt reality. And there's nothing, anyone did anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. That's an honest mistake. But I think you have to detach from expectation of this person at this point, because you will only inevitably end up disappointed, like with the Five of Cups. But because of the illustration and the fact that this Knight of Pentacles did come up, this person has potential. I think they can make it. But that's the hard decision, and that's where your free will comes into this part, right? Is, are you going to wait for this person? Or are you going to move on and find someone who's at your level right now? That's up to you. Both are okay. I'm not seeing anything in the cards that's telling you to go one way or the other. I think the cards are mostly just kind of illustrating more clearly the situation that you're in right now so that you can make the best decision for yourself. And that's what I'm seeing. That's the gist of the message for the person that you're dealing with. Again, apply to whatever situation you're dealing with, but this person is not at your level. Yeah. They need to do some more work to get to the evolvement that you're at right now. Okay, I'm gonna focus and then I'll be back. Okay, we're focused. We're back. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of sad energy from you guys, disappointed energy. Now, the next thing that I'm seeing in the messages is we did get things like the Death card, the High Priestess, the Wheel of Fortune. So I'm seeing there's transformation on the horizon. This could be talking about your person is transforming, the person that you're inquiring about in the situation. They are going through a transformation. They're about to go through a transformation. The wheel always talks about a change in pace, a change in a turn of events, literally the wheel turning. And usually that comes up as in the wheel turning in your favor. My battery is literally so close, like it's about to die. So we're gonna try to get you guys in. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing is this isn't like a hopeless situation, right? Like, I know the message I just gave you might not be the most satisfactory, but of course I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat, of course, because that's not going to lead you guys towards a path of happiness. That's just going to lead to more disappointment with the Five of Cups. So this is what's going to give you the best ammunition to make the best decision for yourself. This person is not quite at the level that you deserve. So your options are, you can wait for this person. And I do see that it's possible that they will go through that transformation. But at the same time, your happiness is important. So even if you don't choose to move on from this person, if you want to wait for this person, it's really important to make sure that you redirect your energy to taking care of yourself, focusing inward on yourself, focusing on your career, on your future endeavors, spending time with friends and family, redirecting your energy away from this person, from expecting and pushing and forcing, because that's not going to work in this situation. You have to let go and release control and allow this person to evolve and meet you where you're at before proceeding forward with your expectations. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I had any other messages. Because I have one more. I thought I had something else. Something else came up just now. Okay, yeah, okay, so with the Knight of Swords, yes, okay, so a little bit more information about this person. So what I'm seeing more specifically about what she might be struggling with this person is there's a lot of like swords energy that I'm getting. Like we got the Knight of Swords, we got the King of Swords, and then remember I told you the Knight of Cups. Is it the Knight of Cups? Yes. The Knight of Cups was underneath the King of Swords, but Spirit told me not to take the Knight of Cups, but it's the back of the deck energy. So this is important. This is what I want to mention. This person has potential, like I said before, not just potential to evolve in themselves, but they do have feelings for you because the Cups energy is there, but it is really buried. They're running away from their emotions and it's covered by really painful, cold swords energy, mental energy. They're overthinking or they're being too friendly, like they're friend zoning you, or they're not being honest about their feelings and you're pushing them to be honest, but they're not opening up. They might become defensive, cut you off, literally swords cutting. When you push too much, they might run, they might cut you off, they might cease communication. That might be a situation that you're in right now. Maybe that's what happened to lead to this separation, is they cut off communication because of all this swords energy. There's a lot of coldness, which makes I totally understand why I'm seeing 5 of Cups and stuff like that. You've had to be really strong, and it's slowly breaking your heart, you guys. You deserve better than that. You don't have to toss this person to the side. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in like boundaries that are so cutthroat that you just like cancel everyone in your life and don't give them the chance to work on themselves. Everyone has the potential to change, but at the same time, you have better things to do than to just sit around and wait. Your happiness matters here, now. Not sometime in the future when this person's finally at your level or whatever. You can chase... No, I don't want to say chase. That's not right. You can cultivate that peace for yourself, that satisfaction, the self-love for yourself here and now, regardless of what's going on with this person. And that's what I'm seeing. It's very cold, detached energy. This person might play mind games sometimes. I'm not seeing any intense narcissism or anything like that, you guys. That could be the case for a few of you. But this card right here, like his facial expression, like him like looking off to the side, being kind of detached and unimpressed, maybe even a little cunning and manipulative. Not in an extremely negative way, but you know what I mean. Like not being forthcoming or honest with their thoughts, playing mind games or tricks, or you're having to weasel around to get them to just be straightforward with you. Like they're not straight with you. They're not blunt. They're like... they weasel around the point. You know what I mean? Like that kind of energy. That's what I'm picking up here. And you deserve better than that. That's just gonna give you headaches, girl. Boy, whoever's watching, you know what I'm saying? Gender neutral they. Whoever I'm talking to, like that, you deserve better than that headache, man. But that's what I'm seeing here. but there's cards here, like it's not all dire, like there's multiple indications of potential here, that this person is working on themselves, that they do have feelings for you, that they do feel the connection. If you've experienced stuff with them up until this point and you're at a bitter place where you're like, oh, this person never cared about me, screw this person, and you're in that energy of lots of pain and anger, please know that at least whatever you've experienced with this person up until this point, like it was genuine. We have Cups energy at the back of the deck, but it's interesting, it was hiding. That Cups energy was hiding. It didn't even want to peek out until the very end, and it was underneath the swords. Underneath all of this, there is emotion, but this person really needs to work with connecting with the emotional side of themselves. They're too in their masculine energy. They're too in their mental energy. They're too logical. And that's the transformation that they need to do with that Death card. That's in the wheel. That's the turn of events. They're going to go through a transformation, or they're going through it currently, where they're finally connecting with their intuition and their emotions and their true feelings. I think that's something that they have, that's a trauma that they've experienced in their past that forced them to detach from their emotions. They were probably shamed for expressing those emotions, or connecting with those caused them a lot of pain in the past, so they shut themselves down and disconnected from those emotions. But it's there. It's there. It's right here. It's not non-existent. It's not, they didn't play you or anything like that. You know what I mean? They're afraid. They don't know how to connect with their emotions, so they're hiding behind logic and mental energy and overthinking and coldness. Cold, that's the main energy. Swords can represent a lot of different things. In this reading, the swords are just giving me like coldness. They're very cold and detached. And you are not like that. You are the High Priestess and the Hierophant. You're this hardworking Eight of Pentacles, diligent, so diligent. You're diligently giving yourself everything and working on the situation, but they're not reciprocating. I'm just getting a lot of sad energy from you guys, and you deserve better than that. You don't have to be strong anymore. You can move on. You can cut cords with this person, even if it's just for the time being. And you'd be surprised once you really pull away completely from someone who's in this kind of a connection, the kind of change that sparks in the other person. I see it happen every time. That's what really sets them off on their transformation, when they really feel the energy pull away from people that they've been connected to and draining. Energy vampires. It's like that. Like, oh shit, I gotta get my act together. And they come around transformed, and you would be shocked. It stopped recording again, but we're back. But yeah, that's as I was saying, you'd be surprised as soon as you cut that cord and you really focus all your energy back inward on yourself, how much of a change that instigates in the other person almost immediately. So yeah, that's the message I'm getting, you guys. That's what I'm seeing. So the plan of action here is going to be different depending on what situation you're in. Since I'm reading for a collective, it'll kind of go different either way. But that's kind of what I'm getting is, you guys, it's time to pull back and invest in yourself, regardless of what action you're going to take. If you're going to continue forward with this person, if you're going to cut them off here. And if this is a job or a family member, of course, apply as fits there as well. But yeah. It's time to put up a boundary with this person, and it's time to reclaim your energy back. Put it towards yourself. Take care of yourself. Focus on yourself. It's a waste of time investing in this person. They need to do their work to meet you where you're at first, and then we'll talk. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is what I'm seeing for you guys. This is the message that I had, that I was meant to deliver to you today. So, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and for allowing me to read your energy. I wish you the best of luck. I hope this works out. I hope the best for this person. I really hope they choose to transform and reach their highest potential, because those emotions are there, they're waiting. I know what that's like. I've been there, being disconnected from emotions and overthinking and overanalyzing and trying to be overly logical. Being cut off from your intuition is really hard. I hope this person finds their connection with their emotions. But in the meantime, especially for my empaths who want to do all the work, the Eight of Pentacles, that's not your job. That's their job. The best thing you could do for them to succeed is to pull your energy back and focus on taking care of yourself. Okay? So this is what I had for you guys. Thank you so much for clicking on this reading and listening to my guidance. I hope the best of luck for your situation. I hope everything works out. Please take care of yourself. Focus that energy back on you. And the wheel card is here. The wheel is going to turn in your favor. So let's see what that turn is going to be. The change of events are coming. They're on the horizon. So thank you all so much for clicking and checking out my video. I hope this resonated and the messages really helped you today. And I hope the guidance was beneficial for you in your situation. So until next time, see you in my next video. Bye! Hello, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. If this was the deck that you chose, and this was the crystal that you picked, give me 1 second to focus. This is the crystal that you chose, this heart. And this is your reading. So, let me go ahead and refocus again. I'll go ahead and put that there. Okay. We'll go ahead and shuffle your deck. Okay. Let's tune into the energy. Group 2, what message do they need to hear right now for Group 2? What message does Group 2 need to hear right now? What message do we need to hear right now? Message does Group 2 need to hear right now? Okay, I'm already picking up. This might be my group, to be honest. I'm already picking up a lot of drained, tired energy. Spirit, what message do you have for Group 2? What do they need to hear right now? What message does Group 2 need to hear right now? This might be having to do with the work situation. Oh. Okay. Should I take all 3 cards, Spirit? Yes, okay. Usually I don't take this many cards, but I'm getting yes. Okay. So we have the 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands. The wands kind of, I'm still getting used to this deck, and the wands always kind of throw me off. Oh, there's 4 cards. Am I really supposed to take all these cards, Spirit? Okay, hold on. 1 second. Am I only supposed to take the 2 of wands? Am I supposed to take all 4 cards? No. No, okay. If they're supposed to come out, then they'll come out again. Okay, 2 of wands. Interesting imagery with the globes here between the 2 wands. Okay. Spirit, what messages does group 2 need to hear at this time? The Queen of Wands. Spirit, what message does group 2 need to hear at this time? Oh my goodness. Hold on. A card escaped. Whoa. Where did it go? A card like just took a nosedive into my basket. Oh no, where did it go? Please hold. Oh, here we go. Okay. Am I supposed to take anything that just fell right now? That was weird. Are we still recording? Okay, good. Shuffle again. Okay, we're gonna shuffle again. Spirit, what messages do you have for group 2 at this time? What do they need to hear? It's interesting that we have wands energy dominating. Okay, now we have cups. Oh, interesting. Should I take both cards? No. 5 of Cups. Spirit, what messages do you have for group 2? What do they need to hear right now to help them with whatever they're going through? Okay. 4 of Pentacles. Spirit, what's the message for group 2 that they need to hear right now? Okay. This came back out. So this was one of the cards. Remember in the very beginning, I got like a whole clump, like 4 cards at a time. This was one of the cards. It was the Emperor. It always works out, doesn't it? If it's really meant to come out, it'll find its way out again. Okay. The Emperor. Wow. Spirit, what does group 2 need to hear right now? What message do you have for group 2 at this time? The Knight. Ooh, the Knight of Wands. We all got a lot of wands. Interesting. Okay. Spirit, what does group 2 need to hear right now? What message? Woo, I hopped out. 5 of... Is this the 5 of Wands? Yeah. Yes, this is the 5 of Wands. The Wands imagery kind of messes me up sometimes because all the wands and all the different cards are depicted in different ways. Whereas in other decks, the other suits are more consistent in this deck. Like all the pentacles look the same, all the cups look the same. But the wands, they always illustrate it in kind of different ways in this deck, which is kind of interesting. So it takes me a second to be like, is that a wand? Okay. Well, look at this. It's all wands. That's so interesting. Okay. Group 2. What is the message for group 2, Spirit? What's going on here? What message do you have for group 2? Let me double check if you can see all the cards. And we're still recording. Perfect. What message do you have for group 2, Spirit? you have for group 2? This also fell out again. Okay. Am I taking both cards? No. This is the 8 of Cups. Interesting. Spirit, what is this message? What message do you have for group 2 at this time? Hold on. What message do you have for group 2 at this time? The cards have slowed down. What does group 2 need to hear right now? This happened in the last group too. Like towards the end, the cards slow down. The last 2 or 3 cards take a while to come out as you're shuffling. What does group 2 need to hear right now? 5 of Swords. Got 3 5s. Look, 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands. That's tough energy. What's going on here? Group 2's message, Spirit. What message do you have to deliver to them at this time? Oh my gosh. Okay, that's interesting. So, as you could probably tell, I pay attention to behavior. Okay, so my camera stopped recording again at some point. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, I don't know where I left off. But you guys saw the last card that flipped out. It was like, it came out with a clump of other cards, and it like messed up the whole spread. Like it screwed up everything. And I had to like readjust everything back, and I was kind of going on explaining like I like to pay attention to the behavior of the deck too, of like how fast the cards are coming out and stuff like that, and the way that they're coming out. And that was something that I noted, and it further reaffirmed. I got a huge download after I found out that it was the King of Cups that came out at that moment. And then at the back of the deck we have the 9 of Cups. So I got your message, y'all. Okay. That's really interesting. Let's get into it. I think I know what that means, and it's a good message, I think. I think it's a contrast to everything else that's going on around here. Like that's a good plot twist. Is essentially what that was. So, give me a second to kind of really tune into what's going on all up in here. There's some significant messages here, so let me take a pause for a second and stop talking and tune in to the energy. Let me go ahead and get started with some of these, and then we'll get to some of the other cards that I'm still trying to understand why they're here. So I don't know what specific situation you guys are in. This could apply to a lot of scenarios. I think that's why nothing in particular is coming through. I'm Okay, I think for a majority of you, it is safe to say that this is a work situation. This is a career reading. I'm basically giving you a career reading right now, but it's not entirely career. I think that's just like what the first set of messages is pertaining to, is a situation where the career is in the forefront, but I don't think that's all that this message entails. Yeah, definitely not. There's more. It's just, this is life in general, but I think career is where your focus is right now, or where you're getting the most struggle, I would say. So important to know, I don't know if the number 5 is significant to you guys. We have 555. You might have been seeing a lot of 5s, like 555, angel numbers, 55, 55, stuff like that. because you got 3 5s, which is crazy. You also have a lot of wands energy. So you might be a fire sign. That's extra confirmation for the people who need it. You don't have to be a fire sign, but you could be. Okay, so yeah, the first kind of couple messages that I was getting, I think I'm going to continue to get more as I talk. Um, I think you're in a situation where you're not satisfied in your career right now, and you're looking elsewhere for fulfillment. You're in a very stuck energy, and you want to walk away from wherever you're at, but you don't know how to move forward. Practically, you don't know how to put the steps forward to move on. As immediately what I got with the Two of Wands. Okay, let me double check if I'm still recording. All right, we're good. So that's immediately what I got for the Two of Wands is with the world, like the globe. The world card's coming through here too. The fact that I just said the world card itself is probably coming through as well, and that talks about the closing of a cycle. So yeah, I think so here are the two wands depicted in this card. I think you guys are looking for other opportunities. You're looking for a way out in whatever situation you're in right now, because it's not fulfilling you anymore. There's a lot of cards that are indicating that the situation that you're in is not great. It's not good for you right now. This Five of Cups is giving me the energy of shattered hopes and dreams. I know that sounds a bit dramatic, but I think you were expecting to end up in a different place than you are in currently. And yeah, what I'm getting with this one is the reason you're looking elsewhere is because you've tried to mend the situation where you're in right now. You've tried to work on yourself. You've tried to keep your hopes up, stay positive, work hard, and continue to be patient and hope that the situation would turn around. But with this like shattered cup imagery, specifically with this deck with the Five of Cups, the way this is depicted, I'm just blatantly getting that feeling of like I keep wishing and hoping, and my hopes keep getting shattered every time I see potential in a situation, and like, oh, things might be turning up finally, or oh, there's a positive little event coming up on the horizon. Maybe that's going to be my breakthrough. Maybe this is going to end up better. Maybe we'll finally pick up. Maybe there's been a down period right now where you're really stuck and you're not growing anymore. Your projects are really stale. You're not passionate about what you're doing. And I think this is definitely not the direction you thought this was going to go. Like maybe a couple of years ago, you were on a completely different trajectory with this career path. But now it's just like dwindled and dwindled and dwindled. I'm getting this feeling of a vicious cycle of like getting your hopes up and then they're getting shattered. Getting your hopes up, they get shattered. Getting your hopes up, they get shattered. Over and over and over again. And on top of that, with this Five of Wands, I'm also getting that there might be a lot of tension or conflict in your workplace or whatever situation that you're in, whatever environment you're in. Maybe you work from home, I'm not sure. This could apply to so many different types of careers, but in general, there's like this feeling of like tension and conflict all the time. It doesn't even have to be direct conflict. Maybe you work in a setting or work with people who are very opinionated. You all have very different opinions and stuff. I'm getting you don't feel. This is further reinforced by the Five of Swords. In this deck specifically, this isn't traditionally the meaning of the Five of Swords, but in this deck, there's like this one sword shining bright, this golden sword, but it's tied up by all these other swords. It's like there's ropes around this one. This one golden sword, and there's like a bunch of ropes that it's tied up in, like similar to the Eight of Swords type energy, and all these other swords are like holding it hostage almost. And I'm feeling this way with the way that the wands are laid out. Like some of them are broken arrows too. These two are just giving me this energy overall of like, and I keep getting group settings. So I think a majority of you aren't like, no, this could apply if you're like an online, like if you're an influencer or you post content on socials or you're a public figure or something, whatever your career is, I'm getting this feeling like you feel like there's people constantly criticizing you, pulling at you. Like you don't feel safe to brainstorm or come up with your ideas anymore. You don't trust your intuition or you trust your creativity or your skills or your talents, because it just feels like no matter what you do, you're being picked apart, which has caused you to become like really like, I don't even know how to say this, like what am I trying to say? Oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? What's that feeling? Restricting. There you go. English. I couldn't figure out what word I was trying to say. I feel like you're restricting yourself a lot. And it's not your fault. Like, I don't want you to say like, oh, there I go, restricting myself. Yeah, I feel like this pile, I think you guys overthink a lot as well, and you take things very personally, not in a bad way. I don't think you're explosive or anything like that. Like, you're not emotional, or you don't, it's not that you take feedback or criticism badly. I actually think you guys have a great head on your shoulders. You take it very well, almost too well. So people feel like they have every right to just like talk shit about you all the time. Not like talk shit, like not in a bad way, but criticism, that's what I'm getting. Like you post something and you just get waves of comments of all these people like picking you apart. Some people are very supportive, but then other times there's other people that are just like nitpicking the most ridiculous stuff about you. And you feel like you have to be perfect. You can't make any mistakes. It doesn't feel like an environment where it's constructive. That's what it is. Because if it was constructive, you wouldn't be afraid to put yourself out and make those mistakes, because people would know how to give you the constructive feedback that empowers you to be better, but not in a way that makes you feel like you're being taken down a peg constantly, you're being torn apart, picked apart. And I think that's caused a lot of exhaustion, mental anguish, overthinking, like it's fueling your overthinking even more. So yeah, and I think you've come to a point where you're very aware of this. Like you know where this is coming from, and you've checked out. Like with the 8 of Cups, the 2 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles. Traditionally, in traditional tarot, I usually again don't interpret the 4 of Pentacles this way. I actually get a totally different meaning. But the way that the imagery is portrayed here, like this 4 of Pentacles just gives me the same energy of like the way that this butterfly is illuminated and it's flying into this like web. It feels like this feeling of you feel trapped and you're like this pentacle looking up to the sky, wishing and hoping like, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of this situation? Okay, hello, we're back. It cut off again. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Okay, I think where I left off from what it looked like where it got cut off was I was talking about the 4 of Pentacles message of this pentacle is like looking up at the butterflies flying away, and you've already kind of accepted your situation of where you know you have to get out of this scenario. Like you've already accepted that 8 of Cups, 2 of Wands, you're already looking to new prospects, but you're still stuck here. And that's what this like web kind of coming through of like the light is illuminated, you see the path that you're supposed to go, you know you have to get out of here, you want to fly away like that butterfly, but that net is like blocking you. I feel like no matter what you try to do, you've tried everything that you can within your individual power, you acknowledge that, you take responsibility, like, okay, I need to work on myself and do whatever I can to make sure that I'm as evolved as I can be. I'm like paranoid that this stopped recording. Okay, we're good. Okay. That you're doing the best that you can with everything that you have the power to change and control, and you've done it. You've done everything in your own power individually to make the situation better, but now like everything externally keeps like blocking you, blocked. Like this web is like sitting there waiting, and every time you try to fly through it, you get caught and you can't escape. So yeah, I think that's the energy that you've been stuck in. But let's figure out what else is going on here. I'm really excited. I want to talk about this. We're not going to get to it just yet. There's something else going on here. But the way this card came out, y'all, like there's something with this in the back of the deck. Oh, okay. Hold on. So, what is this? I think this is you. You are the Queen of Wands, by the way. Why is the Knight of Wands here? Yeah, okay. Again, not the traditional meaning of the Knight of Wands. This is specific to this deck that I'm getting intuitively. I think it was what I was explaining before, how you look at the stance. I don't think you can see it down there, but I'm going to talk about this more in depth. Look at the stance of this card. Let me focus. Okay. Okay, we're focused. Look at the stance and the imagery on this card. I think that's you. Yeah, hold on. Hold on 1 second. I'm getting a download. Let's take this one as well. Okay. So you in this environment, like I was explaining before, right, where you're just surrounded by all of this criticism and nitpicking, and this environment doesn't feel very constructive. There's a lot of like bickering or nitpicking or just conflict. Even if the conflict isn't directed at you, it's just like this environment in general is like full of people that are just constantly going at it. You know what I mean? Dissenting opinions, constant disagreements. And even overall, even if it's not specifically about you, like that energy, that vibration doesn't jive well with the type of person you are. You might be very prone to feeling anxious or nervous or receding into yourself when you're in environments that are very combative. You know what I mean? You might have Libra in your chart or Pisces. Yeah. So I think this is a representation of your energy when you're in those types of negative environments. So currently you're stuck in this Knight energy, the level of the Knight. The Knight isn't all the way at the top. It's not as evolved as it could be. It's like teenage years. If we're putting it on like a human spectrum of life, like a human timeline, the Knight reminds me of like teenage years. You're starting to grow up, you're starting to find your independence, but you're not quite at the total level of maturity yet, which is ironic because I just told you you're the Queen of Wands, right? So I think in the situation, in the environment that you're in right now, this is the energy that you're stuck in. This is the version of yourself that keeps coming out, but that's not your full potential and you know it. This is your full potential. You are the Queen of Wands, and the Queen is more advanced than the Knight. Does that make sense? You're stuck in this Knight of Wands energy, and look, it's a very defensive pose. That's why I wanted to show you guys. Its back is turned, the shield is up, the wand is out, ready to attack. I think that's the energy that you're unfortunately stuck in, and this isn't naturally who you are. This is who you are. Warm-hearted, bright, confident, powerful. She's literally like floating. And look at the red of her dress, the way the confidence in her stance. I think this is a representation of you. Regardless of if you're a man or a woman or non-binary, this is just energy. But you're unable to really embody who you truly are in the current environment that you're at. So yeah, that's the message I'm getting. I want to console you guys. I think you've done the best that you could in this situation. I want you to make sure that you're not berating yourself, that you're not blaming yourself anymore, because you're doing the best that you can with the resources that you have. I hope that gives you some consolation. I think you guys might be beating yourself of what else can I do? What else can I do? I'm trying my best. And you don't blame yourself. You are. And if you're struggling to figure out who you are because of the noise and the energy that you're attracting and absorbing from this chaotic environment, please know that you are the Queen of Wands. That's how you're coming through in this reading. You are a lot more powerful than you think you are. So remember, do not let other people's projections of you taint or misrepresent or misdirect your perception of yourself, of who your true entity, your true essence, what your true essence is. Because, is that my next message? Yeah, the next message I have for you, which I'm the most excited about, is I think someone's coming into the picture to help you in your situation, to help set you free. Yes. So, we have the Emperor and the King of Cups with the Nine of Cups at the back of the deck. So give me a second. Let me tune into what the Emperor. Let me make sure what the Emperor. Why is the Emperor here? Why is the Emperor here? Okay, yes. Let's talk about it. Whoops. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I'm knocking my camera. Okay. Let's talk about this. So, the Emperor, the message that I was getting is this is actually a representation of you as well. This is your full potential, man. You are the Emperor. That is powerful. This is your next level. You're approaching this, but you're not quite in the circumstances or environment just yet to be able to reach this. And this is what I've personally struggled with, this balance in my life, more of like a universal truth of like trying to understand, like, is it all our free will? If we want the future that we want, can we really just like through through pure free will, like if we will it, can we make our future bring in the destiny and the manifestations that we want, or are we at the mercy of the universe? And it's hard to find that balance when you've been living out of balance for a long time in your life. If you were all will and you're pushing and pushing and pushing and doing everything on your own and not trusting in like the flow or the universe's way. Or the flip side is true too, and this is more with my personal struggle, is I've just been always living of like, oh, this is fate, this is destiny, the universe said this is how it's supposed to be, so I have to like just deal with it. It was meant to be this way, and I wouldn't like exercise my free will like ever, because I just thought that's how it worked. Like I was at the mercy of destiny. And I think finding that balance is really hard. But I think that's what you're also questioning and going through at this time in your life, is that balance. And I think you're getting there. Like you're starting to really understand how it works to co-create with the universe, or it's a balance between the universe bringing you your opportunities and you putting in the work that you can in the areas that you have control over, which is yourself. You only have control over yourself. And you can do a lot with just changing your habits, your perceptions, but like healing your trauma. That in itself is very powerful. So I think you're represented by this Emperor as well. And this is what you're working towards. But there's only so much you can do when you're stuck in an oppressive environment. And that's really important. That's something that I'm very passionate about and that I talk about a lot. And I know in the spirituality community, sometimes there could be a lack of acknowledging the importance of an oppressive environment or systemic barriers to achieving your manifestations, especially if you come from a low socioeconomic background, or you're struggling in the abusive relationship, or situations that are really hard to get out of with just like love and light, like just hope and pray and everything will work out. Like, no, it's really hard to do that in situations like that. And I think you're really being put through that right now in this period of your life, is learning how to find that healthy power within yourself while also acknowledging the reality of your situation. And that's not to dissuade you or tell you like, oh, I'm at the mercy of my environment, I just have to suck it up and deal with it. No, it's to how do I say this? Um, it's to stop blaming yourself. Okay, we're back. Stop the recording again. Okay. But what I was saying was, it's to stop blaming yourself. You're not always at fault. I think, again, like I was talking about earlier, you guys are overthinkers. I think you overanalyze all the ways that you mess up, that you made mistakes, but it's not always your fault. Sometimes it's other people. Sometimes it's your environment, and that's okay. You're not making excuses. I think you have the tendency to think that, oh, I'm making excuses, that everything is my fault, or everything I can fix everything. I can fix everyone's problems. I am the one that needs to always do better. While it's very noble and mature for you to understand that, yes, and in a way is empowering, that yes, I have control and I can always do something about my situation. If that's not held in check, though, in a healthy way, you can turn that into self-blaming all the time, self-guilt. It's always my fault. And you fall back into that trap of almost mistrust, of like, oh, no one, I can't trust anyone to do the right thing. I just have to do it myself. I can't trust my environment to be supportive. I have to do everything myself. It's always my fault. And that's not true. So I want you to acknowledge that, number one, you are not the representation of other people's projections of you. And make that very clear. Pay attention very closely. I think this will really help you when you're trying to figure out who you are. Pay attention to who you become when you're in environments that make you feel alive. When are you the most happiest? When do you feel the most free to express yourself, where you're not self-conscious, where you're not overthinking and overly monitoring everything that you do, where you're not afraid of how people are perceiving you? Pay attention to those people and those environments. And it can be very nuanced sometimes. Like, it could literally be the difference of this person versus that person at my workplace makes me feel this type of way or that type of way. It's going to be different for everyone, so, but be very honest with yourself, even if in your mind, even if in your mind you feel bad or guilty for being honest because you don't want to believe that a certain person is bad for you. And please know, your message is like really long, but I need to talk about it. I think it's going to really help you. And I can relate to it on a personal level. This is something that I've been going through too. See, that's why I told you when I was shuffling, I was like, I think this is my group. I think these messages are for me. If I were to pick the pile that I needed to hear, this is my message as well. So I resonate with it. So you guys aren't alone. Just know that I get it. I know what you're going through. Be very honest about where you feel happy. This could even be manifesting physically. Pay attention to your health. When do you feel your health deteriorating? What environments stress you out or upset your stomach or cause you headaches or etc., etc.? That's going to be the clearest compass for you to figure out where you're needing to hold back. Like I said, you're stuck in that, Knight of Wands energy, but that's not who you really are. You're the Emperor. You're even past the Queen of Wands. I think Queen of Wands is kind of who you actually are right now, but in the environment, you're kind of stuck at the Knight energy because everyone around you is stuck at that Knight level. And it's hard to be that golden sword that shines bright when you're surrounded by people that are toxic and not good for you. It doesn't mean that they're bad people. They're just not at the same level or place in their spiritual development as you are. You've outgrown your environment, I think, is clearly what the message is here, is you've outgrown it. And you're supposed to grow it out even more because you're the Emperor. And I think down the line very soon, you're going to hit this level. But there's a couple more steps that you need to do, I think, in your career, breaking away from here, starting your own business, growing it, etc., etc., stuff like that. There's more that you have to do, in order to actualize into the real version of yourself. So that brings me to the final message. This guy popped out, this King of Cups. I think you might be meeting your soulmate, or a significant life partner. Your future husband or your future wife or your future partner is coming into the picture. And the way this card flew out and messed up my whole spread, I think this is a representation of someone, a king, right? A king to your queen. So this person is at your level and you both are striving. That's the next message I got, was you both are working towards becoming your own emperors. Someone at your level, this is regardless of gender, take it how it resonates, but your king is coming into your life. I can't tell you how soon, but this came out at the very end of your reading after I got through all the other messages. So I think this is like when you're getting ready to come out of your environment, or when you finish the last piece of your healing. So you might still be in your current situation, but it's like at the tail end of it, or it's after you've completely released it. So I think it's going to be different for everyone. I think that's why I didn't get a clear-cut message, but definitely at the tail end or the complete end of this cycle, this king is going to come crashing into your life. You literally crashed into this reading. And at first I didn't know, like, okay, this is something's coming into this person's life, but I didn't know what this king represented for sure. But after I channeled it, it was like, yeah, no, this is a significant life partner. I think they're on the same journey as you, and I get really good energy from this King of Cups, you guys. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck, representing like people. Every time this card comes out to represent, I just get immediately, this card just makes me think of like a really healthy, high vibrational partner, romantic partner, because it's cups. If this was a different suit, I probably would have said maybe it's a significant friendship or a business partner or something like that, but this is cups. And I don't think this person's gonna come in like a chaotic way when it crashed the reading like that. I don't think it's gonna be like that, because the way that the card's depicting, like the way he's just floating in this shell so effortlessly, I actually think this person's gonna come in very easily. And I think this person's gonna be very romantic, very kind, very opposite from the energy that you've been stuck in. Someone who's very accepting and peaceful and calm and nurturing. That's all the energy that the cups represents, right? But I think it's the way it came out in the shuffling, it crashed into the reading, because I think that's how you're gonna feel when this person comes in. Because I think you're so not used to this kind of energy, because it's been years, or you've never experienced someone who's at your wavelength, who gives as much as you give. Your reading is getting real long, sorry guys. But I hope these messages are helpful. I just gotta get it out. But yeah, someone's coming in. This also could mean, the way that it came out is, it's not that they themselves are chaotic in any way. They don't have any toxic energy, nothing like that. It's not gonna be like, oh my gosh, fireworks and crazy sexual passion and like that kind of like low-key toxic obsessive behavior. I think it's going to be very emotional, right? Cups energy. And I think that's what's going to throw you off, is because you've been so focused in work mode, and you've been in such a honestly toxic environment, that when this person comes in, it's going to be shocking to you. It's going to be like, whoa, who are you? You're so different than anything that I'm used to. And I think you also just lead you're just so used to your routines or your comfort zone where you've been at so far in your life. You have a structure, you have a pattern of behavior that you've gotten really used to. So this person is going to throw all of that off. It's going to be uncomfortable. Okay, we are back again. I cut out again. I had to free up some space on the card and all that jazz. So we're back. Okay. So as I was saying, basically, yeah, I think someone who's finally going to be at your level, who reciprocates just as much as you, is going to come into your life and upset your status quo and change everything up in a good way. But change is uncomfortable, right? Humans don't favor change because it is a threat to your survival instincts, your comfort zone where you feel safe. But just because you're in a comfort zone doesn't necessarily mean that that is the best for you. And change comes in to shake up our circumstances when we need to be set free from a situation that isn't serving us anymore. So it might feel uncomfortable because it's just so new and foreign to what you've gotten so accustomed to. But I think the advice here is to trust it. To hold on, to trust, to just keep going with the flow. Just put one foot in front of the other. Don't overthink it too much. Don't overanalyze where it's going. Just trust that you're being led in the right direction. And also, I think because you're so not accustomed to romance in your life, or the period or that aspect of your life has been very absent for a long time, if maybe for some of you even your whole life, it might feel very foreign to you and very uncomfortable. You also might have a lot of guards up because of the situation that you're coming from, with all of the constant combativeness and criticism and stuff. You've had to put your walls up with that, being in the defensive position with that Knight of Wands. Just know that this person's going to feel right. When they come in, they'll feel right. That Cups energy. You'll feel very safe. Don't overthink it. Don't let your mind start playing tricks on you and you start projecting what you've taken, the wounds that you've taken from this scenario, and possibly kind of patterns that you've observed from people your whole life. Please try your best to not project that onto this person, because this person doesn't deserve it. And more so, you don't deserve it. You don't deserve any more people like that in your life. And please try very hard not to, how do I say? What's the word? Sabotage. There we go. Sabotage a blessing that's finally treating you right. It's not too good to be true. It's what you deserve. And it's finally coming to you. But it's going to shake things up and you're going to feel uncomfortable. So that's like a forewarning from your higher self, from your spirit guides, that it will be kind of crazy. But just because it's crazy and foreign to you does not mean that you shouldn't trust it or that you should run away from it, okay? Because the card, the overall back of the deck energy that I'm seeing here, this was up here, this was over here, is the Nine of Cups. Look at this. It's the Nine of Cups. That's wish fulfillment. This is your manifestation showing up right in front of your door. It's coming. I know you're rolling your eyes right now. I totally understand. It is so frustrating to hear that when you've been stuck in such a shitty situation for probably a really, really long time. And you've been so patient. And that Five of Cups, right? That energy of like that shattered cup. Like you've just been so patient and hopeful, and things just continue to repetitively not work out for you over and over and over again. And it's just breaking your heart every single time you get your hopes up. It crashes and burns, crashes and burns, crashes and burns over and over. So I get it. But a thing to remember is when the more times you survive that repetitive cycle of getting your heart beaten apart like that, the bigger the reward is at the end of it. Your manifestation that you're about to receive. And that's why I think that message was coming through, that warning of please don't sabotage what's about to come to you, because it's going to feel too good to be true, because you have a lot of good karma that you've built up by being so kind and gracious and open-minded and patient and hardworking through all of this. And not just this period of your life, but probably your entire life, you've had to deal with people like this, environments like this, that you deserved better and you didn't receive what you deserved back. But those things happen to you to teach you really important lessons about self-confidence and boundaries and keeping a cool head during chaotic situations. So now you're ready for your manifestation to come in. You've actualized the highest potential of yourself as the Emperor. You're getting there. And because you're getting there, you're receiving what you deserve at the same wavelength because you're ready to handle it. And that's why the message that's closing out this is you're about to get your literal wishes come true. Don't sabotage it. It's going to feel too good to be true because you're not used to getting what you deserve, which sucks. That sucks. That's not fair, but it happened for a reason. And now you're ready. You're ready to receive what you deserve. But just because it's not what reflects what you're used to in the past does not mean that you should run away from it. So it's going to feel uncomfortable and weird. You might feel crazy, like, is this actually happening? No, it's dangerous. I shouldn't trust it. It's too good to be true because it is too good to be true. No, that's not true. I don't like that phrase. It's too good to be true because it is too good to be true. That's not necessarily the case all the time. And I think you'll know because when something is too good to be true, that can be interpreted a lot of different ways. Certain situations, it's because it's a toxic situation. That goodness is not a feeling of goodness. It's a feeling of exhilaration and roller coasters and highs and lows and instability and chaos that makes you feel excited in the moment. But that's not good. What also can feel too good is complete safety and acceptance and peace and your dreams coming true before your eyes. Dreams that you've envisioned since you were a child. That's what this card talks about, the Nine of Cups, your dreams coming true. And look at all this gold. You about to get a lot of money, bro. Your next career change is going to bring in the cash. So I think a lot of things are going to come in at once with this person. It's not just this person. It's not just this person that's coming in. It's everything. Everything that you've been working towards, that you've envisioned, you're going to manifest your best version of yourself with this Emperor and this Queen of Wands. You're going to manifest money. You're going to manifest your dream career, or you're going to finally put on the path straight towards your dream career. And you're going to manifest a soulmate, a life partner. All in one delicious, cute package. But your mind is going to try to play tricks on you, you guys, because you're so used to this garbage energy and you've probably absorbed a lot of that criticism in your own thought patterns. So be very mindful of clearing your energy, of paying attention to your thoughts and self-sabotage. Keep it in check so that you don't sabotage the blessings that are about to come into your life, because they are going to come in and it's going to shake up your world. Y'all saw how that card flew out. Okay. Sorry, that was really long. There's a lot of messages that came through for your group. Like, oh my gosh, the first group was like a lot more cut and dried and much shorter, but this one, there was a lot. But I hope that those messages were helpful for you. And I hope this is going to give you some more clarity and guidance on how to move forward or how to make your situation better here. And I think that first step is just like, stop beating yourself up. You're doing the best that you can. Just keep going forward. You don't have to overanalyze or try to fix anything anymore or try to do better. Like, just get through it. Do whatever you can to just comfort yourself right now until this transition happens. I know there's a lot of messages about, like, if you want your life to change, you got to get up on your feet and do it. And again, that's that extreme masculine self-will energy, right? But that's out of balance. That's not always the answer for every situation. Things are not that black and white. It's different for every person. And I think you, this collective, this group, is at a point where you've done all the work that you can right now. I've noticed that happen a lot with people who have very large destinies or life purposes too, that they don't have as much of that, like just free will, because your purpose was not as explorative. You didn't come to this earth as much just for the purpose of experiencing for yourself. I think this is my group that has a big collective mission that they are here to carry out through spirit. You might be a channeler or a tarot reader or very spiritual yourself. You have very awakened gifts and talents, and you have a mission that you are meant to carry out. And it might even be connected with this person, this partner, whether it be romantic or not. There's other people who are also tied to your destiny. And I think if that gives you any comfort, I think that's why you've been stuck in this situation for such a long time, is there's like a lot of moving pieces in the background of like so many other people's lives that are also changing along with you. And you all are changing and shifting at the same time because you're on the same timeline. You all have this a similar, it could be your soul tribe. You all have a similar destiny that you have to carry out in this lifetime. And I've noticed with people that have that type of destiny, it can be frustrating when they're told, oh, just pull up by the bootstraps and do it. It's not that easy. It's not always about just doing it. Sometimes you have to surrender to the universe because your purpose is big. Got cut off again. I know you're probably annoyed hearing me say that. Also, my battery's about to die. So yeah, that's basically what my last message was. I'm not exactly sure where I left off, but yeah, the waiting period and the struggles that you've been going through, you've probably done the best that you can individually, and now it's up to the universe to come and deliver the next phase for you. And I think there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of individual people, like your soul tribe and like all the people that affects. Like a lot of people are going through transformations to meet you at your place, for all of you to collectively move to the next level. And that's why there's been that waiting period. So I hope that helps clarify for you what's going on behind the scenes and why it's been dragging for so long. It's not just you. And it's big. Lots of big things are happening. Lots of shifts are happening in a lot of other people's lives too, to get online with your trajectory so that you all could move forward. And I think that means this like meeting stuff, like I think you're about to meet your soul tribe, your soulmate, after these transformations subside and you all move on. I think that's what's coming up next for you guys. Sooner than you think. Because of the way that card shut out, again, like I've mentioned a million times, I think it's going to be surprising when it comes in, unexpected. The way it like just crashed through the spread, I think it'll be surprising. So yeah, these are the messages that I had for you, group 2. I know that was really long. You guys had a lot of messages, but I hope it was helpful. Continue to take care of yourself and do whatever you can to rest right now in those down periods. Discharge and clear this energy from your system as much as you can that you guys are dealing with, and try to keep yourself level-headed and healthy in your body and in your mind, first and foremost, for sure. So this is what I had. Thank you guys for allowing me to read for you, for clicking on this video. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your support. I hope these messages helped you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Okay. Group 3. Welcome to your reading. This is, if you chose this crystal, this rough clear quartz, I believe this is what this is. There we go. If you chose this crystal, and if you chose this deck. There we go. Okay, so let's get started with what messages you need to hear right now. All right, let's get started with your reading, you guys. Group 3. Spirit, what messages do you have to give to my group 3 at this time? What messages do you have for group 3? Spirit, what messages do you have for group 3? What do they need to hear right now? What messages are going to help them at this time? What does group 3 need to hear right now? What messages does group 3 need to hear right now? I don't know if it's just me, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm having trouble channeling your energy or the energy of this group. Whoops. Like I'm not getting anything. That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to see what the cards say because I'm struggling to pick up on the energy. I don't know if that's just me. I am recording each of the groups at different days because I haven't had the time to just sit and do it all at once. So this is day 3 of recording, by the way. Maybe my energy is just off right now. I have been out sick. It feels like it's been actually it's been longer than 3 days. Wait a minute, because I've been out sick yesterday and half of today, so I actually didn't record yesterday. I totally forgot. Or did I? I can't remember. My brain is foggy. Maybe I'm actually this might be something that I'm picking up on with this group. Maybe some of you are sick right now, or recovering from a sickness, or recently already just finished recovering from a sickness, or something like that, or you just got sick. Maybe you guys are kind of out of it, or confused, or dazed. Like you can't seem to get your thoughts together. You might have trouble focusing when you try to sit down and do like work or anything like that, or like tasks where you need a lot of cognitive energy. Yeah, okay, now I'm getting myself together. I felt a little scattered coming into the reading, but now I'm gaining focus. Okay. Spirit, what's going on with group 3? What message do they need to hear right now? What message does group 3 need to hear at this time? What do they need to hear to help them with whatever they're going through right now? With this, oh, something wanted to come out, but then it didn't, so I'm not going to take it. Spirit, what does group 3 need to hear right now? Ay. Got him. Okay. Hanged Man. That makes sense. Let's get more cards to clarify. Oops, I think I creased my card. Oh no. The thing tried to escape. I want to note that as well. I was saying in the other groups, I pay attention to the behavior of the deck. Double checking if I'm recording. Okay. Yes? Yes. I pay attention to the behavior of the deck and the way that the cards come out. So it was kind of interesting how that card almost got away from me, but I had to like stop it. Like I had to catch it. I'm going to keep that in mind. That might be significant to your message. Spirit, what does group 3 need to hear right now? What messages? That fell out weird too. What is going on with your group? There's some strange stuff happening with your group. This is a lot of cards. Should I take any of these cards, Spirit? Should I take this card? Should I take this card? Yes. This is the Page of Wands. Should I take any other cards? No. No, okay. Let me double check if I'm putting the cards in the right place that you can see these. Okay, great. Okay, Spirit, what message do you have for group 3? What cards am I supposed to take? Am I supposed to just take just this one? Should I take any of the other cards? No. Okay. This is the 10 of Swords. Yep, 10 of Swords. Page of Wands, 10 of Swords, and the Hanged Man. Ay! What? What is going on with your group? That is so funny. Okay, let me get the card. Okay, I got the card. Oh, wow. Okay, you got the Magician. Oops. Your deck and the way your cards are coming out is like so interesting. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Sorry, I'm like processing the downloads that I'm getting. Like I'm not sure what the message is yet, but just the weird nuances of like how this whole spread is coming out and the way it's behaving is. I'm like taking lots of notes. Like this is standing out to me that this is a human hand, but everything else is like depictions of items or skulls or skeletons. And like the imagery, like look at the boldness, like the flowers, the bright red, the flesh of the human skin. Because most of the cards in this deck, any depiction of human body parts is skeletal. It's all bones. Spirit, what is going on here? What is this message that you want to deliver to group 3? What's going on with group 3 right now? What is the message that you want to deliver to group 3 at this time? What do they need to hear right now to help them, to help with their journey, whatever they're going through? What's going on? Okay. The Queen of Pentacles. Okay, what does group 3 need to hear right now? I just love these decks, man. I love the imagery. Like, oh my gosh. Okay. What does group 3 need to hear right now? That came out kind of weird. Should I just take the... Okay, we're back. Stopped recording again. I was double checking to make sure that you guys could see the cards, so I'm going to move them over a little bit because they're a little too far. Okay, now I think I went too far the other direction. Hold on. Getting ourselves in order here. Okay. How does that look? Beautiful. Okay. 8 of Pentacles. Pants are stuck on my chair. My rolly chair. Okay. Spirit, what's the message for group 3 What do you need to tell them at this time? They keep coming out in pairs of three. Pairs of three. In groups of three. That's also interesting. Like the last several cards came out in clumps of three, but Spirit keeps telling me to only take the top card. Is that the case here? Should I only take the top card? Should I take any other cards? Yeah, okay. 3 might be a significant number for you guys. This is the Knight of Wands, which funnily came out under the Page of Wands. That's also interesting. I can't wait to channel what's going on here because I'm not really I can't figure out what's going on. So I'm going to have to kind of tune into the energy after I get the whole spread out. What was I saying before? Oh, you're group 3 too. What? Can you guys tell me in the comments if that resonates? Is 3 a significant number to you? Have you been seeing angel numbers with 3s? Like 33, 333? You guys born in March? Are you Geminis? That's so interesting. Do you have a dominant Mercury in your chart? In your birth chart? Astrological chart? Wow. Okay. Are you a Gemini or are you Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising? Spirit, what is the message for group 3 here? That could have been extra confirmation for you guys. You don't have to be, but that's what I'm noticing with the significance of the 3s. That's crazy. Spirit, what is the message that you have for group 3? What's going on here? What do they need to hear right now? What does group 3 need to hear right now? Oh, what? Okay, your deck is behaving so weird. Not in a bad way, but it's just very abnormal. Like the way the cards are flipping out, it's different every single time. Like this just messed up the whole spread again. I like to pay attention to whenever things like that happen. You got cards flying out onto the floor. Should I take any of these, Spirit? Okay, I'm not getting a straight answer. Should I take this card? Yes. Should I take these? No. Okay, so these are going back. Yes. Okay, they're going back. We're going to take this as well. The Knight of Swords. The 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords? 7 of Swords? Yes, 7 of Swords. Okay. You have 3 swords cards, so a little bit of a predominance of swords energy. Spirit, what's the message for group 3? What is this message for group 3? What do they need to hear right now? What's going on right now? What's their situation? What do they need to hear at this time? Ugh. I'm telling you guys, your cards are coming out so weird. Okay, should I take death? Oh, wait, should I take death? No. Okay, that's interesting. Should I take the, what is this? The Ace of Swords. Right? Oh my gosh, my brain. There's that mental fog again. Yeah, Ace of Swords. Okay, sorry. I was like, wait, that's not the Ace of Swords. And there's no Ace of Swords. Like, my brain was telling me that this card didn't exist. Like, the Ace of Swords didn't exist. So I'm assuming, okay, so I just have to take this, right? Okay. Okay, that was interesting. In the back of the deck, we have the Two of Pentacles. All right, let's figure this out. What is going on here? Because that was interesting. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna. That was interesting as well. When I put this down, this card literally just automatically slid off. So I think this card wanted to show itself, and it's the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, it's the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Okay, Seven of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Give me a second. I gotta figure out what's going on with these energies. That was all over the place. I'm still not getting a clear storyline, which is really interesting. I'm gonna keep that in mind. What is going on here? So definitely the first thing with the Hanged Man, obviously, the first message right out the gate was reinforcing that feeling I was getting of like confusion, mental fog, a lack of clarity. The Hanged Man obviously talks about a waiting period of a shift in perspective, though, or Spirit is advising you to shift your perspective. But, hold up, the Hanged Man in traditional tarot is hanging upside down. But in this deck, the skeleton is hanging right side up. So it might be less about that kind of thing. Like, it might not be more about shifting your perspective. I think it might just be describing the situation that you're in. I think again, all the groups are stuck right now in some sort of energy. Like, they're stuck or they're stagnant in some way. I'm getting the same message here with you guys as well. So I guess that's an overall collective energy. Everyone's real stuck right now. They're real uninspired. They can't move forward on whatever they're working on. The universe is collectively blocking everyone for some reason. Well, everyone has their different reasons, of course, but everyone's intentionally being blocked for some reason. So I don't know what's going on here with you guys, but you're definitely stuck in some way. You're paused. It's been stagnant. You're just hanging around. For some reason, this card, there's no flowers on it. There's no color. It almost feels like with all these vines growing around this skeleton, like the vibe of this specific card compared to any of the other ones, like it just feels old and dusty. Like, I don't know, these vines just giving me the vibe of like cobwebs. Like you're just stuck in like an old dusty broom closet and you're collecting cobwebs and spiders and stuff. Like the energy feels really stale and confused. As in like there's like fog, like a brain fog. And that the whole reading, like as you guys saw the way the cards came out, like they were coming out in all kinds of weird ways. Like, not one card flipped over normally. Like, you shuffle and it just like, boop. You know? Like, not a single card. Right? Not a single card came out that way. Every single card, like, flew out in a weird way or came out in clumps of threes or fell on the floor or messed up the spread. Yeah, let me look deeper into what these other cards are talking about, but they might be reinforcing that message. Like, overall, I'm just getting this energy that you guys are just really confused right now. Things might be being turned upside down, like, very strange events might be happening in your life, and you can't really get a grip on, like, what is going on right now. Like a bunch of weird shit is happening in your life that you can't explain. Random, unplanned events, things getting canceled and then new opportunities showing up, but you're confused about what you should do with yourself. How do you move forward? Who are you? Like, I feel like you have a lot of questions that are unanswered, a lot of things that are being hidden from you in this fog. Maybe you're struggling to connect with your intuition. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I just need to talk and the messages start coming through. It's very interesting. That's kind of how I channel, is actually through speaking. As I speak, my thoughts form and I receive downloads. which is very interesting. I don't know if anyone else if any of you guys watching who also read cards by chance, if you have ever read or channeled messages in that way. But anyways, yeah, there's no cups here. There's not a single cups card. That's interesting. We got wands, we got pentacles, and we got swords, but we got no cups. No watery. Okay, y'all. So your reading has been very interesting to say the least. So it cut me off from recording again a while ago. So I lost like a whole half of your reading, like a chunk disappeared. What was interesting, so I had to stop recording because I couldn't tell where it stopped, take the card out, put it in my computer, figure out where I left off based on what I was saying because I couldn't hear the volume on my camera when I play it back. Before I even did any of that, I got distracted. My mom was blowing up my phone, so I talked to her for a little bit. It's just like a lot of crap that happened in between, randomly cutting me off from your reading. The part that got cut off of the recording, I went on and on and on and on about a ton of messages that I covered. So we're gonna talk about those messages again. But what's interesting is actually when I was delivering the messages, I was really, really, really struggling. So that was kind of the next message after the one that I had just finished talking about in the last clip. So I was talking about how there's like a complete lack of cups energy here. Cups talks about emotions, intuition, connection to the higher self and to spirit, introspection, and creativity, romance. Like all of that energy is completely absent from this reading. There's not a single cups card. So, bringing me to my next point, what was interesting for the rest of the messages that got cut off after that point, there was this energy I was tapping into you guys as I got further in. I don't remember if I touched on this yet, if I gave you this message, but disclaimer, this is not me diagnosing you. Again, I'm going to say it every single time. If this doesn't resonate, if you are not already diagnosed with this, do not take this in this reading like, oh, I have this condition because this reader told me. No, this is only for those of you who already know you have this diagnosis. But I was picking up on ADD and ADHD energy or any kind of mental health disorders that really mess with your ability to focus, cognition. You might be hypersensitive or very hyper aware of your surroundings. So I'm grabbing these. I didn't have to really do this for the other group, but I had to grab the Palo Santo and the crystal to ground myself because I was like so frustrated trying to get your messages out. That's the part that got completely cut out, which I guess is kind of ironic. Maybe it worked out at the end of the day, but it was a mess. The part of the reading that got cut out was like I was starting to really get into your guys' energy of like the confusion and the chaos and like where it was all coming from. And so that kind of aligns with the message that I was talking about with the ADD and ADHD. Again, take that if it resonates, if you already have that condition or any other kind of mental health condition that makes you prone to picking up on excessive stimuli a lot. So that was like one part of the message that I was talking about. And ironically, during me trying to deliver that message, I kept getting distracted, right? Like I was losing my train of thought. I was trailing off in the middle of my sentences. And on top of that, it wasn't just me. I wasn't just foggy and like overwhelmed and frustrated. Like I was picking up on that energy while I was getting deeper into the message. But at the same time, this didn't happen in any of the other readings, y'all. But ironically, in this reading, there were so many distractions. Even what I just talked about, like it got the recording, like now I'm paranoid. I'm trying to check to make sure that I'm still recording. But this recording got cut off and like I lost half the reading, and then I got distracted because my mom was blowing up my phone, so I had to call my mom and talk to her, and then I had to take the card out, watch the footage, put it on my computer. So like it's been like 45 minutes that I lost in the middle of this reading because of all these distractions. And then while I was giving your message, like I said before, my washer was going off, my dryer was going off, and it was being super loud in the background, right? My AC kept turning on and off, and I was like hyper aware of it. I kept hearing it go on and go off, and I kept noticing it. It kept throwing me off while I was giving your guys messages of like, oh my gosh, my AC is like really loud. I've never paid attention to how loud my freaking AC is. It keeps going on and off. Like, I keep hearing like the metal buttons of the jeans like hitting against the dryer as it's in the metal, as it's like turning. Like these little annoying distractions of like picking up on excessive stimuli in my environment and stuff. Whew, there's a lot of messages that got cut off. It's like really frustrating. But I guess it worked out in the end. I was able to like not circle around the point like over and over again. Like I was just able to get right to the point with where I'm at the reading now that I'm more grounded and I know what messages were coming through now since I've already gone through it. But yeah, in the footage before that got cut off, like that's what was happening was like I kept getting distracted by like external stimuli and I was getting really frustrated. I was cursing a lot. I was getting really impassionate about certain things. And another thing that I was touching on in the message that got cut off before also was you might be in an environment. Remember, we talked about there's a lot of pentacles energy, there's a lot of overthinking energy. So we'll get to this message in a bit. But basically, I'm going to double check again that we're still recording because I am paranoid. Oh no, my battery's about to die. We'll try our best to get through it. Your reading, guys, is a roller coaster. There's so many obstacles. I think that is a representation of what you guys are going through, and I'm really sorry. That's so frustrating. I think you guys are overworking yourselves. With the Pentacles energy here, you might be in a situation where I was picking up like situations like you lost your job in the last couple of years, or you're trying to make ends meet at like really shitty, low paying jobs. Maybe you're working multiple jobs and you don't have any time to do anything for yourself. Like you're just in survival mode constantly. There's like this lack of financial stability in some way in your life right now. And on top of that, I was picking up that what I said before that got cut off. Double checking if I'm still on. Okay. You guys might have been in a situation, not been, you currently could be in a situation where, of course, if you're struggling to make ends meet, you're living paycheck to paycheck, struggling to pay your bills, you are probably in a living situation also that is not ideal at all. It might actually be really hurting your mental health and your physical health. Like I was talking about, like there's this just energy of these environments that are extremely distracting and toxic, and you're overstimulated and you're frustrated and you're confused because you're picking up on all these negative energies. You might be in a situation, some examples that I'm going to list off, in a living situation where you're sharing an apartment with 4 other strangers and roommates because you need to reduce the cost of rent. Maybe you had to move back home with your family. You don't have your own place anymore, and your family's like really toxic or really frustrating, and they're, stepping over your boundaries. And it's been a really hard situation trying to carve out your own space when you're surrounded by toxic family members. That could be another example, right? The examples like that is what's coming up for me. Like your job situation and your living situation, like stability is not in check. It's not healthy for you right now, and it's exacerbating. Double checking the battery. Okay, we're good. It's exacerbating these issues that you're having physically and mentally, especially. So the other set of messages I was getting that I talked about, with all the swords energy and this, like I was starting to talk about the black and white imagery. Like look at all the flowers are like particularly black or white. The swords, the handles of the swords, black, gray, or white. There's a marked lack of color in most of the swords cards. So that was giving me the message of, double checking that we're recording, good, that you might be forcing yourself as a way to figure out and remedy your situation. You're trying to work on yourself, okay? That's first and foremost. You're not just kind of sitting and, stuck in a victim mentality of like, oh, woe is me, everything is not working for me. Like, no, you're actually really trying your best to make the best of your situation. And what I'm seeing here is you might be doing that kind of thing where you're looking for advice. How can I make these problems go away? How can I work on bettering my situation? This is what I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with focus and a lack of dedication or motivation, or I'm really fatigued all the time because I'm working so much. How can I fix these problems? So I had gotten a download. I just knocked the spread. All right. I got a download. Not a download, but this example was coming to my mind from earlier. Someone with ADHD had commented on a YouTube video that I was watching, which was kind of relevant to this topic here. I was watching Dr. K, awesome YouTuber. You should definitely go check him out if you're interested in this kind of stuff. But he is a PhD psychologist, and he specifies on YouTube specifically. He specifies with the gaming community. So he speaks their language. He's very personable and down to earth, and the way he breaks down concepts is just so easy to understand. Like really complex stuff, he breaks it down so well. And his videos are just fascinating. The way he speaks to his clients and breaks down issues, highly recommend. The topic that he was talking about in this specific video where I saw this comment was about why do you always feel physically exhausted? And he was breaking down the concept of tiredness, like how many different factors go into why people say they're tired. There's so many different aspects to it: mental, physiological, nutrition, circadian rhythms. Like so many things affect the concept of feeling tired. And so the solution, double checking that recording. Okay. The solution is not one size fits all at all. Everyone is going to have a different solution to their problem because it's just too complex of an issue. There's too many factors that affect sleep and well-restedness in the human body that it's ridiculous to say one approach. So, all right, y'all, got cut off again. We're gonna get this reading done. We're going to get through it. I'm doing this for you guys. Holy crap. Okay. So what I was saying was I'm just gonna stand up and monitor the camera because my battery's literally about to die. What I was getting with this energy of the swords over here, what I was talking about, I don't know where I left off or where it got cut off, but basically I was saying that comment was talking about how they were so fascinated by the fact that people could follow routines so strictly. Like that was something that this person with ADHD, they were saying in their own words, that it's really hard for them to do that. So with the sword energy, that comment, I remembered that comment came through. So I think it was a download. That was your message, is you guys might be trying to do that right now. You're trying to follow those one size fits all solutions on the internet that are not representative of everyone, right? Oh, just get up at 5 a.m. every day. What's so hard about that, right? It isn't inconsiderate of people's different lifestyles, people's different circadian rhythms, people's different circumstances and mental abilities, physical abilities. It's just very ignorant about all those factors that go into why certain people are able to follow certain routines that help them, whereas that same routine is not going to work for other groups of people. And I'm getting this message that I think you guys are beating yourselves up a lot because you think you're inadequate or that you're not doing it right or that you're failing because you're not following the routines properly, or you're getting all this advice online, or you're trying your best to fix the problem yourself in your situation the best that you can with the resources that you have, but it's not working. No matter what you try, it's not working, and you're beating yourself up and you're telling yourself, you're blaming yourself. This was consistent with the last group, so you might have been drawn to group 2 as well, or group 2 is drawn to this group. But it was the same message of you guys might be internalizing and blaming yourself a lot for things that are not your fault. And that's what I brought up too when I was doing the reading earlier that got cut off, where the machine was going off, my washers and my dryers were going off, and like I didn't even mention my upstairs neighbors were like stomping on the floor and they were distracting, and my AC was like super loud. There's like a lot of external stimuli, external factors in your environment too that are very much negatively affecting you, but you're not acknowledging that your environment is hurting you as well. It's not all your fault. You're doing the best that you can. This is a very similar message to group 2, is like you're doing the best that you can with what you have. If you're not fitting the mold that these other people say, like, oh, this one size fits all solution is supposed to work. If it's not working for you, that means you're wrong. If you can't emulate a certain lifestyle or solution, or you're trying to get to a certain goal or a certain living situation, but you just feel like you keep getting blocked or distracted, like this whole reading, like the amount of obstacles I've had to go through just to get your reading out, I think that's what you're going through right now. That's a clear representation of what you guys are struggling with, is everything is like getting in the way. Everything's getting in the way. Everything's distracting you. Everything's pulling at your energy, and it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. So I feel for you guys. That's so annoying. And I went through this phase also in my own personal life. Like, this is exactly what I went through. I would say a couple months ago, I was really at the thick of going through this, but I've healed that. And that's the message that's coming through here, is the way that I did is I had to detach. I had to let go. I was out of balance. So the overall back of the deck energy here, that 2 of Pentacles, I think is kind of what is suggesting that you need to balance yourself out again. There's too much survival mode, too much overthinking, too much logic. Remember I was talking about the black and white? There's a lot of black and white in these swords cards. There's a lot of dusty, old energy here. There's too much black and white thinking. Oh, I have to follow this routine because they said so. Logic. So a lot of logic based. Like, I need to build routines. I need to overplan and overschedule my entire day. I have to make all these to-do lists all the time. But while that works for some people, that's really effective for some people, that is like very hindering to others. That is not a solution that works for everyone. And the message that's coming through here is, I think that's, you guys fall into that group of like, you feel like that's what's going to fix your problem because everybody keeps saying that, but that's not you. You are much more spontaneous than that, or you don't benefit from that kind of really strict regimenting, which is fine. Like, not everyone is about that life. That's a perfect illustration of me and my brother. Me, I like that. I like planning. I have noticed in my life, I actually really enjoy structure and routine because that's what keeps me grounded. Obviously, I'm a spiritual person. I channel. I'm very connected to my upper chakras, but I've struggled my whole life with my root, my sacral chakra, like my lower chakras. I've always struggled. And planning, routines help me ground into the earth, into reality. And keep me from like floating up into the sky, into la la land, and like losing my mind and not functioning in society. But my brother hates routines, hates schedules. That is not the type of person he is, which makes sense. He's a Sagittarius sun and I'm a Capricorn sun. There you go. So that's the message I'm getting with this, is like, overall, I think you guys are trying to push yourself into a box that is not meant for you. And you're getting frustrated. It's the cycle of trying to push yourself to do these things that people keep saying, like, I need to get 8 hours of sleep because everyone keeps saying that's like going to fix all my problems, but it's not working. No matter what amount of sleep I get, I'm still tired. Or everybody keeps talking about you have to wake up super early and that's going to make you productive, but I'm trying that and it's not working. And no matter what I try to do, I can't stick to these routines. It's because that's not your shtick. And what I'm seeing here with the Wands energy is like, you need to play. You need to have fun. And I know that's easier said than done, especially with the situation that I'm picking up from you guys, where you're in like survival mode. You can't find time for yourself. You're in a environment where you can't even get a second to just breathe and be by yourself, which really sucks. I totally understand that. That's really hard. But here's something that I experienced when I finally started getting out of this energy is I wasn't being honest with myself. Honestly, there were opportunities for me to take a break that spirit gave to me in certain moments where I could have chose, right? I had two pathways. I could have been like, oh, I need to be more productive. I need to get more stuff done. Or I could have just said, F it, I'm just going to play video games. F it, I'm going to paint a picture. F it, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. Whatever your shtick is, whatever makes you have fun. But it was really hard for me to pick this. I was like resisting it so badly of like, but no, it's not productive. But no, I'm going to waste my time. I don't have any time. I can't waste any more time. And my mind kept playing this trick on me where I resisted doing something that wasn't productive, doing something that was fun and cathartic for me, because I had this misconception that I was like in a hamster wheel. Like I'm running out of time. I have to go. I have to get work done. But that's the exact opposite of the point. You're supposed to carve out those moments of time in your day to work on your mental health and give yourself a break, a mental break, a physical break, or else you're going to end up out of balance. That Two of Pentacles talks about balance. When you are out of balance, this is why you're so frustrated. You're absorbing so much negative energy. You're forcing yourself to fit in boxes that aren't for you, and you're confused. There's a lot of fog and confusion because you've completely disconnected from your inner child. Your inner child is begging for you to just play, to let it go. You don't have to be productive all the time. That's an illusion that your mind has created because you're so used to survival mode that anytime you feel like you're wasting time, your mind is triggering you like, oh, this is a threat. You're wasting time. Don't waste time. You're going to lose your job. Don't waste time. You're going to lose money. That time is money. You need to work. That false cycle, that narrative that your brain has gotten so used to, it's just a survival instinct. It's trying to protect you, but it's overactive. It's not accurate. You playing is an investment into your health and well-being, which will then help you figure out and fix all these other problems and get you back on track, because that's what you need to do, is connect with your emotions and your inner child again. That's what's going to help you get out of this rut and figure out what do I do for my next steps? How do you bring passion back into your life, emotion back into your life, fun and play? That inspiration is going to help you find what your next steps are to get you out of this cycle. Because you're stuck in a cycle. You're doing the same thing over and over again, and it's not working. You're already overworking yourself. You're already thinking too logically. Fixing the solution to fixing that is not more work and more logic. That doesn't make any sense. You got to break out of that and connect back into your inner child and introduce play and creativity and inspiration again. That's what you've been missing. So that's the primary message that I'm getting here. Now there's a couple more messages. I'm trying to get through all of them before the battery dies, so bear with me. I hope I get through it. But why is the Knight... There's like a couple cards that I'm still unsure of why they're here. Why is the Knight of Wands here? I think that goes along with the message of the inner child of like, be more spontaneous, take more risks, just try to carve, even if it's 10 minutes in your day, 10 minutes. It might seem like nothing, but just 10 minutes of just sitting and doing nothing and staring at a pretty picture or something. Dress up for fun if that's what you're into. Do your makeup, even if you're not going to go out anywhere. Wear cute clothes. Play video games, draw some stuff, doodle, make a painting, write a song, play music, I don't know, dance, something that's fun and pointless. There's no point to it. Cut me off again, stopped recording again, but we still got battery, so let's keep going. Yeah, something that just, there's no point to it. And that's really important, because this is what I was prone to doing too. Is like, oh yeah, I'm doing creative things, I'm doing my hobbies, but I was still doing it for work. I was doing it for my Instagram account to grow it. I was still doing it to please an audience, and that was taking all of the fun out of this thing that I really enjoyed, which was creating, which is art. I was overthinking that too. I was overthinking my hobbies, the things that were fun for me. I was taking all the fun out of them. That's a trap that you could fall into as well. Make sure when you're doing things for fun, you're truly doing them for fun. There is no cost to them. There's no end goal. You're just doing it because you're trying to experience play for the sake of play. I think that's what's really going to help you. And in the beginning, you're going to resist it a lot because you're not used to it, because it's so foreign to this survival mode that you've been stuck in, this overthinking energy, this exhausted, burnt out energy. You're so used to that. So your body's going to fight. Your mind is going to be like, no, we don't have time to play. What are you doing? Stop. You're wasting time. What are you doing? That's what your mind's going to do to you at first. Fight it. Resist that. Don't fall into the trap of listening to your brain, because your brain's lying to you. It means well, but you don't have to worry about that. The play is going to help you. You're not wasting your time. Remind yourself when you're spending time trying to just do things for fun, you are not wasting your time. Okay? Let's make that very clear. Please try to remember that while you try to build in that habit more. And that's going to help you bring balance back into your life. I want to ask, there's two last cards here. Why is the Magician and the Queen of Pentacles here? Okay, there we go. The message hit me smack in the face. That's what you're working towards. Once you get this balance in check, you guys, oh my gosh. Let me see if I can do this. Look at the imagery on these cards. Yeah, and with the, is this the Ace of Swords? Yeah, so this Swords energy, let's see if we can focus real quick. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, real quick, final messages. This is your happy ending, right? Once you get that balance of the Two of Pentacles, right? When you get that play, when you introduce color back into your life, look at how many colorful flowers are on these cards compared to like the rest of the spread is literally black and white. And there's so much color here. So this is the Magician, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Straight away, the message that I got was your manifestation powers are going to be through the roof, you guys. When you get yourself back in balance, you won't be blocking your manifestations anymore because you're out of the lack mentality. Because you're not constantly in a hamster wheel working your ass off and confused because you keep forcing yourself to be in a box that you don't belong in. You're overthinking everything. You're not trusting your intuition. You're confused. And that's leading you to becoming this Queen of Pentacles. This energy is already within you. It just needs to be actualized. And the Queen of Pentacles talks about... All right, guys. This reading has put me through the ringer. We're going to try again to get through this message real quick. We're going to get through it. We're going to finish. So as I was saying, that's your next steps right here with these cards is look at how much color is going to come back into your life. The Magician talks about manifestation. You will be connected again to your emotions, right? Your inner child, which will unlock your ability to connect with the universe and your spirit guides, unlocking unlimited potential to create whatever you desire in your life. That those emotions that's really hard to connect to when you're in survival mode, that creativity, the inspiration, the motivation, tapping into those energies is really important to be able to manifest and not block yourself. And that's what I'm seeing is you're the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is the queen of stability, of self-care and nourishment, having all of her needs met, being completely independent and self-sufficient. This is where you're headed. You're manifesting this. This is your potential. It's already within you. And clarity. The Ace of Swords talks about mental clarity. No more fog. No more confusion. Color and variety and diversity and excitement coming back into your life. Look at how many different flowers are here. Look at how many different colors and types of flowers are depicted in these cards compared to everything else is so black and white. But here we have color again. So this is your reading, you guys. This is the messages that I'm getting, is it's time to put your life back in balance, and it's going to be in the way that you least expect it. It's through play. Even if it's just for 10 minutes every day. 10 minutes of your own time for yourself to just chill. Do whatever the heck you want. With no purpose and no outcome, no expectations. And you're going to bring this, you're going to empower yourself again to get yourself out of this survival mode, this stale, frustrating, blocked, chaotic, confusing, foggy energy into mental clarity, a clear direction and path towards your future, manifesting your desires, and empowering yourself to be self-sufficient and stable, secure and stable and independent. Which I know this is so opposite from the energy that I'm reading here. I know this is what you guys are striving for. It's here. The card is here. The manifestation card, the Queen of Pentacles, they're all here. Clarity with the Ace of Swords. It's in the cards for you. So that's just your next step, is balance. Bringing balance back into your life. And that is connect with your inner child. Play. Have fun. Even if everything in your body's telling you otherwise, screw that. It's lying to you. Do whatever you can to bring life back into your inner child again. So this is the messages that I had for you guys. I finally got through it. Oh my gosh. Don't cut me off. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this reading and watching. Thank you for trusting me to guide you and give you the messages that needed to be delivered today. I guess when I edit it, it's not going to be as chaotic, but like this was the wildest reading I've ever done, you guys. The amount of obstacles that came up, like the other two readings were so much smoother. So like I really feel for you guys. I totally understand. This energy sucks. Like this situation really sucks. But there's hope. I just told you with those last couple messages. You're on the right track. Try it. Connect with your inner child again and have some fun. Bring your life back into balance and bring those emotions back into the forefront. And I think that's going to unlock your next phase in your life and get you out of this energy. I wish you guys the best of luck. Thank you so much for supporting me, for clicking on this video, for trusting me to read your cards and be your reader and give you these messages. And I will see you in my next one. We did it. We got through your reading. We did it. Yes. Okay. Bye.